What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video, back-to-back uploads. Really putting the grind in right now. I just got off of a 14-hour shift. I walked in the door maybe 4 minutes ago, pulled up the necessary tabs that I wanted to do for this video, and just get right into it. I am so exhausted. Uh, my eyes are ready to shut. My feet hurt so bad, but I gotta get this video out. It's just about I don't know, just the discipline, the consistency, trying to make it a habit. Anyways, today's video is going to be more about personal holding I have in my own portfolio. I want to go into it, do a little deep dive, small little research, probably going to be a 10 to 15-minute video. I'm going to do a technical analysis, and then we're going to go over some key fundamental analysis that I do personally for every company. I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna be doing some of the research in my own portfolio. Nothing in here is financial advice, just so you know. This is just an analysis and my thoughts on the company as a whole. So first, I want to go ahead and wipe this clean. All these drawings are done. The reason we're looking at Starbucks today and not anything else is what was this day? This is a weekly chart. We had a massive jump on news about a new CEO. Chipotle's old CEO just quit Chipotle and he's coming to Starbucks. Why is that a big deal? His track record at Chipotle, I forget his full name, but I knew he was very good at Chipotle. Chipotle stock price while he was there is something like 6 times, something like that. Very good performance. Chipotle has been doing very good, being very consistent for the last 5 to 10 years, and a lot of that was under his tenure. So seeing someone like that come to Starbucks is a very, very bullish bullish look for the company. We're getting rid of an old CEO where he wasn't doing much of anything. He was more involved with the company on the ground. He was really trying to be more involved with the workers. He was a certified barista, yada yada yada, BS BS BS. We got somebody with who knows what they're doing and knows how to run a restaurant like this. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to keep holding it because my personal price target before we even get into this is 100. 100. I already took some profits on this little jump because I've been buying for a minute. I've been buying for a minute. I was buying down here. I was buying right here. So right here at this point, I'm ready to get out. We seen this ups, we seen the downs, we seen the ups, we seen the downs. I'm tired of it. We've seen what is it, 3 quarters of back to back same source decline year over year. That's not something you want to see in a company, especially in a company like Starbucks where they utilize so much debt, so much leverage to expand more stores in China, in Europe, Italy. They're using all this money to go expand, but we're not seeing customers in the same stores that they open to really improve their revenue growth, their earnings growth, top and bottom line. So let's do a first little technical analysis. I have not even looked at the chart yet. I'm just going to be for real with y'all. But the first thing I do notice just looking at it is we're seeing a little consistent support level right here where we saw the last drop. This was an earnings dump that we hit at about the 70 level. We saw this hit post-COVID as a support. We saw this as the bear market of what was this 22 as a support as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this as a pretty good support zone. Basically around 70 we can see is a key support. What we can see is this COVID low is, I believe from where we are right now, it's not a very relevant support because there's also a lot more back here that we could call as key support levels as well. But before that, I think the most important level for short term to medium term is going to be this area right here, about that 90 level. Why? All right, we're seeing a big gap. This is what you call a gap up. We call this a gap down. You can call this level right here, that would be a level. This right here, that would be a level as well. You can see right here, you see price reacting right here to that level right here. And we're going to really have to see, is price going to be reacting to this level in the future? We saw it react right here before it broke down. We saw it react right here as well. So we can really see that this is a key level: touch, gap, gap, touch. So we know that this is a very key level. We have it reacting right here as well throughout the past: gap up, gap, touch, react, react. Very key level. So that's really good to know that we have a level of support right there. And what would be a support level below that? We can see this level right here, or we could say this level right here. So between 85 to 87, we can see is a very key support level. Trying to do more of a look. It's pretty messy for it looks like for 87, if we just go back to this bear market area. Let's go to that 87 level again. Is it 87 correct? Let me do a little zoom out. 85. 85 looks a lot cleaner compared to this 87 look. Yeah, I'm thinking if I'm going to pick another support level where I actually have confidence in, is going to be this kind of 84 area. You could really move this up or down a little bit depending on your personal preference. So we see a touch here. We see react where it breaks and reacts as support and resistance multiple times. Same right here. We saw it break through right here. A very good touch. Same where it's just kind of going up and down on it. That seems like a pretty good resistance. All right, now, I mean support. Let's look at some resistance levels after this. Um, I'm thinking right here as well. This is going to be my first resistance. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to pick. We see react right here, a big jump up to break through it. Same thing when we come back up, we need another big jump. React right here, react right here. Big jump up, big dump down, perfect touch, perfect gap support. So that looks like our next key level to break, and that's conveniently my price target, which is 100. So say it does break 100. So fundamentally, I'm gonna go over my DCF valuation that I have on another tab in a second. Why I picked 100. Say we break 100, and I'm hoping it reaches all new highs at, good Lord, 126, 107 maybe. 115, 110. It has so many levels to break through that I don't see it reaching there anytime soon. All right, let's use some indicators just to get a read on short term. So short term, I've used this in my last video. It's called a rune if you'd like to use it. Just gives you a good look of where trend's getting right now. So we saw a big jump up right here, and now it seems a little indecisive what the stock wants to do now that it's jumped up to this new level. So we got this very green bullish weekly candle. It's coming to if I'm not mistaken, the 200 week. The 200 week, and nearly touched it. What is that going to be at? 97. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. And we're at our, what is this, 100 week moving average? That's very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Looking at these, I know I'm just saying interesting. All right, looking at these makes me feel and believe that there's going to be a big resistant level. Why did I grab that? A big resistant level at these moving averages. So we have one at 97 for the 200 week moving average, and then we have, what is this, the 50-month moving average, which is going to be at this nearly the exact same level at that 97. So let me go ahead, go back to the daily and put a level at this little 97. So say we break 97, the next look's going to be 200. After 200, hell, we're not going to see a lot of movement. Really, it's messy after that. It's very messy. Any trend lines that I'm looking at? Weekly trend lines. Not really, not really. Even then, very messy. Ooh, this is interesting one. Very interesting one. Wow. Whoa, whoa, wait a second. Let's make that a little more exact. A little more exact. Okay. All right. I know this may just look like a bunch of lines to somebody, but this gives me a little more confidence to just take my profits and go and look for something else. Um, why? Okay. Let's first go over to the next tabs before we go into the next bit. Um, let's go ahead and do that. So looking at that technical analysis that I did, if you didn't understand it, that's okay. Leave any questions you have for me in the comments. Uh, it really just made me think about why I'm holding it. I was holding it because I believe in Starbucks as a long-term company and a long-term brand. I love getting Starbucks at the gas station. Is their little they got these little triple shot energy drinks that I love, double shot energies that I love. I always like going to Starbucks drive-through in the morning. I love their sandwiches. I also get the cinnamon latte with whipped cream sometimes. They also have them all over college campuses, so I go to mine when I go to school. It's just a very loved brand. However, in the short term, we've seen them be in the middle of uh, labor union strikes. They've also been in boycotts with the Israel-Palestine deal. They get in a lot of political issues. So all of that being in mind, it also uses a lot of debt. Is this Starbucks? It is Starbucks. Okay. A lot of debt to create new stores, like we said earlier. This is my most recent DCF of Starbucks. This probably just all looks like a big jumble fuck of numbers to you. It has purpose. Uh, at the end of the day, these are the different valuations that I came up with different discounts using either operating income or EBITDA. If that makes no sense to you, please Google it. So basically using EBITDA, which is going to be more of an inflated price compared to operating income because this is a profitable company, so you would use EBITDA. The highest valuation I came up with was 98. The highest, 98.6, basically. The lowest is 50, 58. That's a very wide range, so I typically like taking averages with no discounts. Uh, I got that for an 85 average, at middle discounts 80. And these are all fair buying prices I would normally do, is about that 80 level. Anything below that I would consider maybe a steal, maybe a second look at. Um, Altogether, that 70 level, I'm going to go back to TradingView real quick. That 70 level, like I was saying earlier, like 2022, when this was really down in the dumps, that's when I was picking up. Like right here, I was picking up. So right here at 90, I probably should have sold at 115 if I'm being for real. I don't know why I've held on this long. Anyways, back to the DCF. I have already gone over and done the DCF. I have the second menu up, just going over financials and other things. Uh, Really just putting my thoughts out here in the world, not gonna lie. So my biggest problem with Starbucks, some people may agree, disagree. They use a lot of debt to expand their operations in new markets and new countries. So if we look at this, they have $15.5 billion in debt. That's a lot of debt. That is a shit ton of debt, y'all. So we have negative equity, negative stockholder equity. If you don't know what that means, um, they have more liabilities than assets. That is basically what that means. Come on, website. This is my go-to. It's macro trends. If you are interested, it gives up-to-date financials on uh, almost every company on the planet. Also has a very utilized stock screener, uh, commodities and oil, et cetera, et cetera. So as we can see, we're going to go on the annual view. They have 29 billion in assets, but 37 billion in liabilities. That's not good. However, if you look at it as a more of a growth aspect, they're utilizing that debt to go make new stores, right? Repeated this over and over again. If they're doing that, we should see some more same stores growth. If the brand should be expanding, the brand should be growing. We shouldn't be seeing same stores decline 2 quarters in a row. That's not a good thing. So that makes me question, look, we just had a big jump up like we just went over. We just went from damn near 75 to 90, nearly 100 at my price target. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. So the next thing we're going to go over really quickly because I do want to go to bed. This is my portfolio. If you want to take ideas, I don't care. Um, I have everything blacked out that covers how much I have in each thing and how much is in my portfolio just for whatever reason. We're solely going to be looking at Starbucks. So I'm going to highlight this. Oh, let's not highlight that. Okay. Um, we're gonna go over, like I said, my buy price 70, sell price 100. There's the PE 26. That's a little high for a company that's barely growing. PEG of 1.42. That's actually very good. I typically like anything below a 2. So for my portfolio, this is a 2.48. I think that's a little high. Um, make it quick, it's probably because Airbnb's is really, really high right now. That's a whole nother video that I'm not happy about. Debt to equity is negative. That's not good. I typically like debt to equity below zero point 0.8. That's what Buffett recommends. That's what he has in his letters. That zero point 0.8 is about the key area you want to be at for a safe balance sheet in general. We're at negative. That's not good. Current ratio is below 1. If your current cash can't cover your current liabilities, that's not a good thing. Like I said, I typically like it above 1. I can forgive something between a 0.75 to a 1. Um, ROE, my most important metric, I want it above 20%. This thing's negative 51%. Gross margin, actually very good, 68%. So basically what I want to do for the rest of the video, this may be a little boring and tedious. I want to fill out the rest of this. Um, if you want to click off here, go ahead. Just going to be some tedious numbers work for the rest of the video. And then I'm going to bed. My thoughts though, regardless of the information I put in for the rest of this, is that I'm probably going to get rid of my position, probably sell into something else. Um, what that other thing's going to be, I don't know yet. I'm thinking about another video for my research list. I make a research list about stocks that I think are in the news, stocks that I think have potential. I make a list of them, just going through the news, going through whatever, Twitter, whatever I'm going through at the time. Make a list, and hopefully I'm going to go through that later this week in a video, maybe tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling after yet another double tomorrow. Y'all, I had back to back to back to back doubles. 14-hour shift, 14-hour shift, 14-hour shift, 14-hour shift. I don't want to hear shit about me not working hard. What? Below 11% SG&A margin is actually very good. Anything below 30% is kind of what I like. Um, what is SG&A margin? These SG&A expenses typically go to administration. These expenses can vary. Let's get a actual definition for this because I don't feel like I can explain it very well. Uh, the ratio between a company's selling, general, and administrative costs, and that's really just confusing. Um, all non-production expenses for a reporting period. That's a way better, yes. So expenses towards the management, expenses, say they want to fly a plane, wherever, you want that low. You don't want to see that very high. You always want to see that low. Next is R&D. Ooh. According to this, Starbucks does not do any R&D, but I find that very hard to believe. So what you would do in this regard, if you don't believe the website that you trust, you obviously just go to SEC. This is where all companies report all their nonsense and all their quarters. Nobody ends up reading these anyway. So here's their most recent filing. We're looking at R&D, so I believe we'd find that in the income statements. I think we'd find that about here. I don't even know if I'm allowed to go over this in the video. I'm not sure. Is this fair? Don't pull that up, please. Am I doing this right? It's an income statement, correct? Yeah, it should be under gross profit. I don't see any R&D. Am I blind? Research. Wow. You don't even mention research in this entire. Wow. Research and development Starbucks. Wow. All these are very out of date. This is their official website about what the heck? Yeah, that's nonsense. Okay, here's my website again, but they again don't nothing. It says 0% on R&D. I mean, either way, I don't think that really affects my decision for my position either way, but that's actually I think that does. If you're not doing any R&D at all for your company, that's a little of a red flag. That's something I really should have found at an earlier date. Um, you, especially as a company where you're in a competitive industry like coffee and coffee shop industry, you're competing with Dunkin' Donuts, you're competing with just local shops in general. Like why would I go to your coffee store over another one when for instance Starbucks a lot of the times is a lot more expensive. The food is frozen, it's processed, it's like why would I go to your store over a local shop when I can go to Dunkin' Donuts and get something a little more unhealthy for a cheaper price when Starbucks in itself isn't very healthy to begin with. All very valid thoughts when you're coming into when you're making a decision. Uh, Cash flow, we're looking for depreciation. Uh, 399.2. Uh, Anything else I want to talk about? Uh, ooh, had a pretty crappy shift. My last customers I had for the night. I was serving tables tonight. Normally I am a bartender. I was serving tables tonight. The last two people that I had some problems with the kitchen and made me look bad. But it is what it is. Depreciation under 10% is very good. Actually, really interesting. In the grand scheme of things, they have all of those espresso machines, coffee machines when they're open. So you would probably expect to see this grow in the future. Since they're opening up all these new stores, you're probably going to see depreciation margin grow and depreciation expenses increase with that. Be interesting to see where that is. I'm probably not going to be in the name at that time. Either way, um, I don't know if I'm going to be in anything retail related in my portfolio. I'm probably going to be looking at something different. Um, did I enter that in 70.4? Gross profit for net income, no, revenue, uh, 8.563. No, wait, did I do that right? Bam, correct, yes. Bam. 9.08. That is horrendous. That is horrendous. But so for every dollar Starbucks gets, I spend $20 at Starbucks. $2 of that is attributable to shareholders. $2. Come on. So where's the rest of that $18 going? Um, interesting. Interesting. About six, probably about 5, 6% is going to the machines that are depreciating around them. 11% of that, wow, that's not good. That's not good. Just to um really think. Okay. Moving on. Interests. I don't even think I can get interest on here. I would have to go look through their 10K 10Qs. I don't see it on here. Would it be here? Either way, I don't think that means anything to me. This is just getting worse and worse. Um, I think the biggest thing for me, regardless of company, is it retained earnings increasing. This is what we get for Starbucks. So, what happened in 2018, 2019 that we saw we're not making money like that anymore? Where instead we're spending more money than we're making. Like in 2019, we spent all the money that we had and we instead flipped to using debt. That's where I'm confused. What are we doing? What is going on? Um, Either way, I bought into this without doing the research. Um, and I mean, I didn't pay the price for it. I actually made a pretty good penny on it, not gonna lie. But uh, we could have done better. We could have been in something else. We could have been in Nvidia in 2022 instead of Starbucks. What the F? Treasury per stirred and capex margins, all of which I feel like are irrelevant at this point. My final thoughts on Starbucks is you should not be buying it right now. You should not be buying it. Um, we're over every single moving average currently. We're not looking very bullish on the upside. We flipped management. We don't see management taking over till actually in September, in middle to late September at that. So what are they going to do in the next few months that could really change the company around? Are we really going to see this go back to the 100 to 115 level to 120 level just because of some new management? I really don't think so. I think it has too many resistance levels regardless. Technically, fundamentally, I think the company is a fucking train wreck. I don't see the good in it. Um, I'm gonna pull one more thing up. I'm gonna go to Yahoo Finance. Ooh, wait, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I've got my portfolio on there. We're gonna go Google Finance. Starbucks, SBUX. Yada 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 yada. I'm gonna go down here. I want to see an expected growth rate. Actually, this would be pretty good as well. So revenue down, revenue down, revenue up. Okay. Um, we are seeing net income grow a lot. Uh, boy, this is annoying and frustrating to come to a thorough conclusion. Um, we're seeing revenue grow at a steady pace and then it just stops. Like this last quarter was not, these last two quarters were not good. Not good at all. We're not seeing the growth that, I mean, it is. I just don't like how we're growing. I don't like the extra China exposure in my portfolio. I already am exposed to Alibaba, yada, yada, yada. So I'm gonna continue selling personally. Um, I'm gonna shorten my position. I'm currently way over the size of position that I want to have anyway. Uh, so I'm gonna shorten that down. I'm probably gonna sell a large amount on Monday. See how the stock reacts, see if there's any more news coming out. I don't know. I've been working so much. I don't know if there's any major financial news. I did see, think it was Thursday, Friday, we had retail sales that came in a lot better than we thought. Um, that was a lot better. So we saw a rally in the mid to late of the week on Wednesday and Thursday. We were kind of flat on Friday. Um, Retails plus the new CEO could be some short-term bullishness, so maybe I could take extra profits towards later, closer to 100. So that's why I'm thinking I'm going to sell half of my position is on Monday, and if it goes up, it goes down. I'm going to sell out of the position as a whole by at least the end of the week next week. Um, yeah, that is my video. Very informative, very analytical, uh, ranting, really just talking, getting my thoughts out. That's kind of what I want these videos to be like. If I get something else for a video, I'll try it. Right now, these last two videos have just been in this format because I'm working so damn much. Um, and I don't. I just started this. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see y'all in a new video tomorrow. If I don't, I don't.